Good afternoon, friends and students. Myself Ravikant Patak, and I am working in the Excel Academy Private Limited, Tuticorin, Tamil Nadu, and I am working here at a NEET Biology faculty at the designation of NEET Biology faculty. So, in the last video, we have discussed about that is the Bryophyta. We have discussed in last video about the Bryophyta, and in the Bryophyta, you have already seen about the economic importance and economic importance, classification, and their characteristics. So now today we will discuss about the next group of the plant, that is the Pteridophyta. And in the last video, we have already discussed about the Bryophyta characteristics classification as well as their economical importance. So here at Pteridophytes, so Pteridophytes first statements, if you read the first statement. So first statements what have given. So first statement it have given about the they include the horse tail and ferns. What they include? They include horse tail and ferns. So don't get confused between ferns and funaria. So some students got confused between ferns and funaria. So they understood the same, but it is not same. Funaria is the mosses, that is the bryophyte group, and ferns is the Pteridophyta. It means it is both are not same. They both are the different. Clear? And they have also included the Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani, you know very well. You already now. This is the Corona times. You are seeing the Ramayana. So our government also focusing on Ramayana. So you are seeing the Ramayana, and you know very well about the Sanjeevani Bhuti. Sanjeevani Bhuti means Sanjeevani. So Sanjeevani also included in the Pteridophyta. And when that is the Ram younger brother, he faint due to the bow of bow of Meghnad. So that time, Lord Hanuman brought this Sanjeevani Bhuti. So you have already seen, and now you are also seeing this time. So Sanjeevani also belongs into the Pteridophyta. They are also belongs into the Pteridophyta group of plant. Clear? So next point, they are the first terrestrial plants. If you see, so these are the first terrestrial plants. Clear? So these have the first terrestrial plants possess vascular tissue. It means you can say if you'll see in the previous group. So algae and Bryophyta, Bryophyta also considered as amphibians of the plant kingdom. But here Pteridophyta, it is the first terrestrial vascular plants. Vascular plants means they have the conductive tissue, xylem and phloem. They have the conductive tissue, xylem and phloem. And in the xylem, and this conductive tissue is the primitive type or ancient type. What means of the ancient type? Because it is the ancient type because xylem, you know very well. So xylem have the four components: xylem fiber, xylem parenchyma, trachea and vessels. And phloem also have the four components: phloem fiber, phloem parenchyma, and companion cells as well as CO2. So if we check in this in case of the Pteridophyta, so xylem lacks vessels. So xylem lacks vessels and phloem lacks companion cells. So it means CV curriculum vitae or CV. So companion cell absent in the phloem and xylem lacks the vessels. Clear? So this is the important characteristics of the Pteridophyta. Okay. So it is the group having antheridia. It is the last group having antheridia. It means if we'll check the Bryophyta. So Bryophyta, they have both antheridia as well as archegonia. Antheridia is the male organ, male sex organ, and male organ and male reproductive part, and archegonia is the female reproductive part. Clear? But in case of the Pteridophyta, it is the last group having the antheridia. So this is also very important. Next point, last group having archegonia, gymnosperm. You should know because here they have given the antheridia. So due to this, I have also discussed about the archegonia. But we will also discuss later in the gymnosperm. So the last group having archegonia. So last group having archegonia is the gymnosperm. So last group having archegonia is the gymnosperm. And that statements already given in case of the xylem. So vessels absent. And in case of the phloem, companion cell absent. Clear? So these statements already discussed in the first sentence. Okay. And now you can see here they have also given about the Pteridophyta. So the main plant body, if you'll check, if you'll see, already seen in case of the bryophytes, the main plant body is the gametophytic dominant. Gametophytic dominant means gametophyte independent, and sporophyte is not independent, and it depends on the gametophyte in case of the bryophyta. But in case of the sporophyta as well as gymnosperms, both have the dominant body. Dominant plant body is the sporophytic. Dominant plant body is the sporophytic, and which is differentiated into root. Root means, if you have already seen algae and bryophyta, so both have the thallus-like structure, means plant body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf. But here, in case of the Pteridophyta, there is the differentiation takes place between root and leaves, root, stem, and leaf. So here they have, which is differentiated into roots, So this thing have given about the Pteridophyta. So next, the Pteridophyta is small microphylls. If you check in the flagella, in case of the flagella, so microphylls is a leaf-like structure. Microphylls is a leaf-like structure, and if they have the very small in size, that is called microsporophyll, and if they have the large, that is called macrophylls. Okay, so small microphylls, and large in case of ferns, that is called macrophylls. Okay, so these things have we are describing about the Pteridophyta. We are describing about the Pteridophyta. So you can see here one thing also I have mentioned. In some cases sporophylls. In some cases sporophylls may form compact structure. That is called strobili or cone. Where it found? It found in the Selaginella as well as equisetum. So these strobili or cones found in the Selaginella as well as equisetum. Okay, so next point also have given about the Pteridophyta, and this point you can read because of the specific. If you read, so here they have given the specific, restricted, frequent. If in case of the bryophytes, if you already learned, so bryophyte need the water for fertilization. So similar to bryophytes. Here also, in case of the pteridophytes, here also need the water for fertilization. Similar to bryophytes. But in case of the gymnosperm, there is no need of the water. Okay, and due to this, some little bit they have very little dispersion. Dispersion means limited, restricted to narrow geographical regions. It means pteridophytes found in the some specific region, very little region it generally found. Okay, so it is specified, very narrow geographical distribution found of the bryophytes. Okay, and next point, the in majority of the pteridophytes, we are discussing only the some important question which will ask in the NEET, and they already asked. Okay, and it have the 100% probability, so they can ask. You can say this is the panacea. Panacea means Ramban. You know, in Hindi, Ramban. So this is the panacea for NEET aspirants. Okay. So in majority of the pteridophytes, spores are similar kinds. Means they show the phenomenon of homospory. In most of the pteridophytes, they show the phenomenon of homospory. Homosporous are homospory, in which they have the same type of spore, except two genera. Here they have been except two genera, Selaginella and Salvinia. Two genera, Selaginella and Salvinia, both show the heterospory, and they indicate the evolutionary forces. They indicate the evolution towards the formation of gymnosperm. Means it indicating the application of evolution forces, and which involvement in the formation of gymnosperm. Clear? So it means you can say most of the pteridophytes are Salvinia, except Selaginella and Salvinia. So these are considered as a heterospory. They show the phenomenon of heterosporous. Clear? And in Pteridophyta, so you see the example. So they have given the number of example. So number of example, Silaginella. So first have given the Silaginella, and second is the Teres, third is the Bryoteres, and one more also have given the uh, they have given the name, that is the Adiantum. Adiantum also known as the walking fern. Adiantum also known as the walking fern. And one thing also I have given important, that is the development of zygote. So if you read the development of the zygote into young embryo, the development of the zygote into young embryo takes place within the female gametophyte, and these indicate this takes place within the female gametophytes, means you can say it indicates the formation of seed habits. What indicates? It indicates the formation of seed habits. So it means you can say indicates the formation of seed habits. Okay. So these are the characteristics of the Pteridophyta. So these have given the characteristics of the Pteridophyta. Okay, and we are also going to summarize of first terrestrial plant, and it have the last this Pteridophyta. The Pteridophyta are the group of plants which have the last having group Anthridia, that is the Pteridophyta, and these Pteridophyta, they have the first terrestrial vascular plants in the xylem, legs of the vessels, and phloem, companion cell absent. Okay, and for more video and for more video and lecture, you can subscribe my channel Bio Boost Classes, and hit the bell icon for regular updates. So thank you, and so